Hello Python programmers. So this is the video 6th of a Python basic series for beginners, and in this video we are gonna discuss about string manipulation. So in our video 2nd of this series we have seen that what are the data types present in Python, that is string, integer, list, tuple and dictionary. And in that video only I have promised you that I will create separate video for each data type explaining you deeply what they are and what they are capable of doing. Okay, so I'm keeping that promise, and here I am with our first data type, which is string. So first let's see that what is the aim of this video. So first of all we'll see that what is the string, how are they stored, and etc things that you need to know. Then we'll see what are the basic operations that you can perform on a string. Then we'll see some of the pre-defined functions that are present in Python to handle our string data. Okay, so now let's move on to cover our first topic, which is what is a string. So this is a sequential explanation, so let's just start. First of all, a string is a sequence of characters. Now, as you know, everything inside the inverted commas or double inverted commas are considered as string. Now, every character inside that string is a individual unit or a individual character. Let's say I write A, B, C, D, E. So A, B, C, D, E are separate characters recognized by our programming language. Okay. Now a character is simply a symbol. For example, our English language has 26 characters or 26 symbols, but our computers do not understand these characters. What they understand is binary numbers or the language of 0 and 1. So we use encoding to convert our characters into binary numbers, and the reverse process, that is to convert from binary number to characters, is called decoding. ASCII and Unicode are some of very popular used encoding methods. Okay, so this is what a string is. A string is a sequence of characters, and each character has a separate Unicode value of its own. Okay, this is the explanation of string, and you don't need to go deeper into this because you don't have to write a thesis on that. I just want to explain you so that you have a little idea about the depth of what string is. Okay, so now let's move on to our first topic, which is basic operation on a string. Now you know how a string is, all the characters between the inverted commas. So there are a few operations that you can do using our operators. So let's see them. Let me open the command prompt here and write Python, and then let's create okay, so let's see that first string is hello and our first operator is plus. So we can simply add two strings by using a plus operator. Okay, so let's say hello world and we add a plus operator in this. Okay, so hello world. Now there is also some restriction to it. You cannot add a string with any other data type. Let's say that I want to add a string with an integer like hello plus 2. So not possible because it can be only concatenated or added to a string only. Okay, so now let's see our second operator, which is the multiplication operator. So let's say you want to write hello 3 times. So what you do is you write your string and then put this multiplication operator and write a integer number. Okay, so here you have to provide a integer number by which your string will be multiplied. So there you can see we are having 3 hellos, and there is also a restriction. You cannot provide two string here, because this doesn't make any sense, like hello into 3. Now this doesn't make any sense. We cannot multiply with a non-integer number. Okay, now let's move on to our second operation. Now I know this is a bit boring, but you have to go through this, because after this section we'll do some of the very important topics for any data type, which is indexing and slicing, and then we'll see some of the functions. So just go through this boring part, because you need to understand slicing. Okay, so let's see what is this in and not in operator. Let's say you want to find out whether a character or a substring is present in a string or not. Let's say I want to see whether hello is present in hello or not. So what I'll do is I'll write hello and then I'll write hello here. I know this is not a right spelling. Okay, so let's provide our inverted commas here and press enter. And okay, so invalid syntax because the spaces are not aligned properly. Okay, and I missed a inverted comma here. Now there you can see true, because hello is present in hello. Let's say that I want to see whether the capital Hello is present in hello. Now this will give false, because Python is comparing each character by its ASCII value, and capital and small numbers ASCII value are different. Okay, this is why it's saying false. Now let's see, you want to convert the character into its corresponding ASCII and Unicode. So what you'll do is you'll write order of, let's say I want to find for A. Okay, so I'll simply write A here and press enter. Okay, so for capital A the ASCII value is 65. Now what is the Unicode value for the same? So we'll write U here and press enter, which is also 65. Now what if you want to find the character from the given ASCII code? So what you'll simply write is you'll write ch for character and then your ASCII value, let's say 65, because we already know what 65 is. Okay, so just a second. So there you can see it was CHR. I made a mistake here. Let me edit this. Okay, so you have to use CHR in this to know the character value from your ASCII code. Now let's come to a very important topic to be understood in any data type, which is how to access the elements in that data type. So we are talking about string here. So if you want to access a specific character or a specific substring which is present in a string, so what you will do is you will give address for that specific character. Now let me give you a real life example. If you want a parcel to be delivered to someone's house, what you do, you give the delivery boy the address for that person, the house number. The same happens for string indexing also. You give the address of the memory location of that specific character in that string. Now a string allows two types of indexing, forward and backward. Forward starts from the left hand side and moves like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say that you want to access O, so you'll simply write the string name and this O here, which we'll discuss in just a bit. And string also allows backward indexing which starts from the right hand side, which is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, so I know you are confused, so let's move ahead and understand this more clearly. But before that, I just want to make sure that you understood that what is indexing and what is the address allotted to each character. Now if you didn't understood that, then comment down below, because I'll be very happy to explain you once again. Now let's move ahead to slicing. Slicing simply means cutting off or accessing a section of the sequence. In this case, the sequence is string. So what we are doing here is we want to access a specific section of that string. So what you do is you write the string name, let's say A, B, C, D, whatever the name of the string is, then the character from the left, and then the character from the right. Okay, so let me show you visually that how things work. So this image will explain all the things, the indexing and the slicing both. So there you can see, if you want to access the first character, you write str of h, because str is the name of the string, and 0 is the index or the address of that specific character, right? If you want to access the second one, you'll give the 1 indexing, because the indexing of Python starts with 0. Same for the third, fourth and fifth. Okay, now what if you want to get a specific section, not one character but a specific section? So there you can see, if I want to access the first 3 characters, so what I'll do is, as this syntax suggests, first the characters from the left. So we don't want to skip any character from the left, so we'll write 0 here or nothing here. Then we want to access from here, so we'll write 3 here, because the last value is ignored. So 2, 1 and 0 are printed here. Okay, same happens for 2. 3 will be neglected, and then 2 will be neglected, and then 1 and 0. And this is something interesting, and I want you to understand, because this will clear your concept for slicing. Now pay attention here. First of all, the left side of the string, we want to access from the first index or from the second character. So we want to access from this E. We are excluding this H1 here, right? And then we want to go all the way to the 4th character. So the last one is the 4th character, so the last one will be excluded. The last character of the indexing is excluded. Okay, the first character is not excluded, so this will exclude this H, because we have started from 1, then go E, L, L, and it will exclude this last character. Okay, so I hope you understood what slicing is and what indexing is, because this is very important to understand. Okay, now let's move on to our next section, which is string functions and modules. So in our previous video, we have discussed about what are the user defined functions, and in that video, I have also told that Python also comes with some pre-defined or pre-built functions that we can use. So these are some of the pre-built functions that you can use to manipulate your strings. So our first function is capitalize. So what if you want to capitalize the first character of your line? So let me show you what I mean here. Let's say I write I know Python, where I is small. So what I'll do is I'll simply write capitalize, and this is a function. So there you can see I is now capital. Okay, so these are very important functions that I want you to understand, okay, because you're gonna use them a lot. So the second one is all number. This will check whether a string contains any alpha or numeric character. It will show true if any character is present in your string. Now let me practically show you what I mean. So if the string is empty and I write is alnum, is alpha or numeric characters present in that string, it will print false because nothing is present in this string. If I write anything here, just a second, if I write anything inside the string, so this will print true because this is clearly a character. If we write some strings here, some numbers here, so this will also give the output as true because this is a numeric value. Okay, now let's move on to our next function, which is upper or is lower. Now there are two more functions which are similar to is al number, which is alpha or is digit, which will compare the string whether it is having a alpha character or a digit or a numeric character, and this will be same as is alnum. Okay, so I am leaving it to you to practice. Now let's see what is string is upper and string is lower. This will check whether the alphabet present in the string are in upper or lower case. Okay, so let's say that I write a string. Let's create a variable and then the things will be much easier. Let's say our x variable is some numbers and a capital A. Okay, now we want to check whether all the alphabets are capital or not. So we'll write is upper. I guess this is the spelling, right? Okay, so this will give the output true because there is only one alphabet character which is capital. Now let's see what will be the output for is lower. This will be false because this is not in lowercase, this is in uppercase. Okay, so let's move on to our second. Now I'll provide this PPT with the link in the description. You can download the PPT and you can refer to this when you are practicing on your own. Okay, so now our next function is string dot is space. This will check whether a character whether a string is having only space or not. Okay, so if you provide a string and write is space dot, there should be a dot here, dot is space, this will give a false because there is nothing in the string. Let's provide some space inside the string, so this will give true because the string is having some spaces and only spaces. Let's write something inside our string and then give some spaces also, but this will give false because this function checks whether all the characters present in a string are spaces or not. Let's give only spaces, a lot of spaces, and press enter. This will give true because this is what this function does, check whether all the characters are spaces or not. Okay, now these are some functions that I would like you to play along with. You can Google about this, so I want you to check. Then we have L strip and R strip. So this is a tricky one and I want to give you a hint for this. This strip one will strip out or cut out the specific string substring from a string. Let's say that I want to take out hello from hello, so I'll provide hello as a string here and hello as the parameter for this function. So this will strip that substring from our string. Okay, so this is what this lstrip and rstrip function does. So I know this was a bit boring video because there wasn't much to play along with, but you have to understand these concepts because in bigger projects you have to use these small things. Like in keylogger, I have used this method to convert the keyboard strikes into the ASCII value and then compare them. So these small things matters a lot when you create some bigger projects, and indexing is one of the most important topics when it comes to any data type. Okay, so I want you to understand these concepts very clearly. If you have any problem, then comment down below, because I don't want you to have any problem in these topics. Okay, so I'll meet you in my next lecture where we'll talk about another data type. Okay, so meet you there. Bye bye.